Floyd, you made 230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on. I ain't see I, R, or S in that ring taking no blows. And I'm supposed to send them, yep, you're supposed to send them their cut. That's the way it works. And what so disappointing with me, Skip, Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your
Weather, bro. Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Are y'all
bro? Yeah.
He's bro.
Floyd Mayweather, especially when it comes to his spending habits and the contradictions in his public persona. Mayweather has built his entire brand around the image of extreme wealth, constantly showcasing mountains of cash, luxury cars, high-end watches, private jets, and sprawling mansions.
No,
what do you make of it?
No, I don't like it. Skip, the man has made over $500 million.
$500 million?
In his last 3 fights. You're 50-0. You said you want to retire at 50-0. You said this was the last. Skip, I watched him be talking to Stephen A. Says, I'm done. I ain't coming back for no amount of money. I'm done. Come on, man. Come on, Floyd.
But lately, Shannon's been poking holes in that image, questioning whether Floyd's financial empire is as solid as he claims. He's raised some pointed questions. If you're truly as rich as you say, why the constant need to flaunt it? And more importantly, why lie about purchases you might not even be able to afford?
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
It's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your local host in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
If Floyd really has the kind of money he claims, there shouldn't be a need to constantly flex. True wealth doesn't scream for attention. It's quiet, stable, and doesn't need validation. But Shannon Sharpe has been quick to call out the disconnect between Floyd's public persona and the reality behind it. According to Shannon, Mayweather's so-called fortune seems more like a carefully curated image than a rock-solid financial foundation. One of Shannon's biggest issues with Floyd is the constant contradictions.
It's worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro. As I've always said, it's hard to make money, but it's even harder to keep it. Floyd.
On one hand, Mayweather projects this untouchable, financially invincible image, boasting about hundreds of millions, flaunting stacks of cash, and living like a king. But on the other hand, there are real, documented issues that tell a different story. Reports of massive unpaid IRS bills.
Yes, you often say, you're just a guy with a job. I have a job, though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point. Why are you coming back?
I can make $200 million in 18 months because I want to. Because I want to come back and steal some more money. Is that okay with you?
It's fine.
Okay.
I enjoy watching your fights.
Okay.
Claims of serious debt and even recent incidents of being detained in another country over unpaid betting obligations. These aren't just rumors. They're well-documented problems that raise serious questions about the truth behind Floyd's empire.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20.
Floyd has reportedly fallen behind on his taxes, and what's even more telling is that he's publicly requested extensions just to delay making those payments. That's a serious red flag for someone who constantly boasts about having unlimited wealth. It's not just about being in debt. Plenty of wealthy people carry debt strategically. The real issue is the hypocrisy. If you're out here posting pictures surrounded by stacks of cash,
boxing. Just
also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any. Floyd,
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's planning for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not just boxing. But it's the drug of getting...
bragging about your net worth, then why is the IRS coming after you? That's exactly where Shannon Sharpe draws the line, calling out the inconsistency between the image Floyd sells and the reality behind the scenes. Because if you truly have the kind of money you claim, paying your taxes on time shouldn't be a problem. It's not about finances, it's about responsibility. And for someone who prides himself on being financially invincible, it's one of the biggest contradictions in Floyd's entire narrative.
He was 84 and 0, right?
89, 90 and 0 before he lost.
89 and 0. So it's
Don't
not,
tell me about you the greatest fight with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0. Chavez had 90.
Yeah.
He's fighting he's fighting like what, 8 times a year.
Yeah, it's more to it than
whoever
that.
fought him. Whoever's in the ranking.
Well, I think it's all subjective.
Picking whoever you are, come on.
I think there are more metrics and more.
But it's not just the tax issues that have Shannon Sharpe speaking out. It's the bigger picture. Floyd built his entire identity around wealth, often claiming to have earned hundreds of millions throughout his career.
You see that he's lying and fraud, and when you look into his paperwork, everybody say the paperwork's still into the person's name who owned it. So he going around fraud and taking.
Yet, Shannon sees something deeper behind the flashy image: desperation. Take Floyd's exhibition fights, for example. These matchups, often against much lesser opponents or even social media personalities, aren't about legacy or competition.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got.
They're about cash. To Shannon, that's a major red flag. If Mayweather is truly as financially secure as he claims, why does he keep stepping back into the ring, especially in fights that don't carry any real risk or meaning? It's no longer about proving himself as a boxer. It's about chasing another paycheck.
Late 40s now, still fighting with these random people in random places.
Yeah.
For 5 million here, 10 million there.
No, he's just a big spender. You can't spend like that, you know? Like,
this guy has a lot of chains.
So many chains, bro. Chains, that's a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
Get yourself. And that, in Shannon's eyes, says more about Floyd's financial situation than all the luxury posts in the world.
Which is why I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd's been in the game long enough to know when it's time to step away, but he doesn't. And according to Shannon Sharpe, it's not because of passion for boxing. It's because he needs the money and the spotlight to keep the image alive. It's no longer about competition. It's about attention, validation.
You're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharpe's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets.
And maintaining the illusion that he's still on top. Shannon has repeatedly pointed out how this behavior goes against everything that defines true financial stability. Real wealth doesn't beg for recognition. It doesn't need to be paraded around 24/7. It doesn't rely on public approval to feel secure.
Money made, money made, money made all day. You know, right here, the light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20.
Yet Floyd keeps putting himself in short-term situations, quick paydays that don't build legacy or long-term value. Instead of using his massive platform to teach others how to create generational wealth, he's more focused on portraying himself as a man who has it all. But the truth, as Shannon suggests, is that it's hard to tell how long that illusion can really last.
Right, I came up under the best.
Yeah, this has all been a very smart marketing play. I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I went down to see your mate Conor McGregor fight Floyd Mayweather, and it was a fascinating thing to watch.
Yeah.
I never actually thought he could beat Floyd Mayweather, but
he did great.
But for a few rounds, he went toe-to-toe with him, and it was really interesting to watch.
He did really
and it was a massive...
Floyd's behavior doesn't just rub Shannon Sharpe the wrong way. It's also raising eyebrows across the boxing world. People who've been in the business for years, who've seen fortunes rise and fall, are starting to question the image Floyd keeps pushing.
Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
Promoter Eddie Hearn, someone who knows the ins and outs of boxing's finances, has openly said that Mayweather's wealth might not be what he claims it is. And coming from a guy who's seen the real numbers behind the scenes,